Hello everyone, this is Suzanne at God Crochet and Chatter. Wow, these are rough days, but we're getting through. Ron went to the doctor and he does have migraine headaches. It's been staying at a level 3 now rather than a level 10, and the doctor's going to keep an eye on that. He has to see his heart specialist, wants to do a stress test to find out why he's extremely tired all the time. And I'm started my physical therapy. I'll be going 2 times a week. And they said that the muscles are really super tight, and that's what's causing a lot of this pain. But hopefully with a lot of physical therapy, I should get this broken up and feel a lot better. I'm looking forward to that. It's been just too long. All right, enough of that. Today is Friday, 9/2. Yes, I'm looking at my notes. It's a wonder I remember anything these days, right? All right, our trivia question. We haven't done that for a while. I believe the last question was, what did Jacob choose for his 14-year service to Laban? All the non-white animals from Laban's livestock. Can you imagine working 14 years for that? All right, next question. Who was the first female leader of Israel? I think I know that. I do. All right, let's get to our lesson. Have you ever been brokenhearted, just devastated inside of you? Recently, someone left our group. They misunderstood something I said. Didn't give me a chance to reply back. They just, boom, we're gone. Boy, did I take that to heart, because I didn't get a chance to explain to her, and that she misunderstood me, and it was like, oh no, I want to make this right, and I'm not getting an opportunity to make it right. I know someone that's going through something right now, that someone has turned on her, and it's breaking her heart, because the person's not listening to reason, is bringing all other garbage in that doesn't pertain to the issue, and my daughter is just so brokenhearted. My daughter is the kindest, gentlest person I know, and she will work with you 9 different ways. And if anything comes up, you bring it up, you discuss it, and you get past it. But sometimes people don't give us that opportunity. And sometimes we're going to talk about boundaries in a second. But first of all, I want to read something that I found, and it's quite fitting for what my daughter's going through and what I have gone through, and I'm sure many of you, where you just, like, say in the grocery store, which it's going to be in the story, something happens at a grocery store. I'm sure it's happened to you too. People can leave us devastated, especially if they don't calm down and give us a chance to respond. He knows my heart. Isaiah 11. Let's start with chapter 11, verse 3. It says, his delight is in the fear of the Lord, and he shall not judge by the sight of his eyes, nor decide by hearing of his ears, but with righteousness he shall judge the poor, and decide with equity for the meek of the earth. He shall strike the earth with the rod of his mouth, and with the breath of his lips he shall slay the wicked. Righteousness shall be the belt of his loins, and faithfulness the belt of his waist. So God doesn't judge by sight, by what he hears, but with righteousness. With righteousness he judges. And that's what we need to do. And it makes things a lot easier in our lives when we do so, knowing that we're trying to do the right thing. Somebody else is not allowing us to do it. That's on them, not us. That's where boundaries come in. When you place boundaries around you and say, you will not cross these lines, For an example, you will not smoke. You will not drink around me. You will not swear, especially taking the Lord's name in vain. You won't use crude language. You won't tell crude jokes. You'll be on time to work. Whatever the things are. If you cross those lines, there's a consequence to be paid. And it's not on me, it's on you because you crossed the boundaries. But a lot of times people want to turn it back to you and start tearing you apart when they knew the boundaries to begin with and they crossed them. So we have to remember that's not on us. And this little devotion has helped me today. After a customer at a grocery store self-checkout station had completed her transaction, I made my way to the station and proceeded to scan my goods. Unexpectedly, a visibly angry person confronted me. I failed to notice that she was actually next in line for checkout. Recognizing my mistake, I sincerely said, "I'm sorry." She replied, though not limited to these words, "No, you're not." Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you were wrong, acknowledged it, and tried to make things right, only to be rebuffed? It doesn't feel good to be misunderstood or misjudged, and the closer we are to those we offend or those who offend us, the more painful it is. How we wish they could see our hearts. And people should be able to peek into our hearts by our actions that we do. 1 Corinthians, a chapter on love, long-suffering, kindness, gentleness, self-control, all those things. And especially when you've known somebody a really long time and you've been there for them, they've been there for you, and then something changes that's nobody's fault, and then, boom, you're attacked. The prophet Isaiah's snapshot in Isaiah 11:1-5 is that of a God-appointed ruler with wisdom for perfect judgment. He will not judge by what he sees with his eyes, or decide what he hears with his ears, but with the righteousness he will judge the needy. With justice he will give decisions for the poor of the earth. This was fulfilled in the life and ministry of Jesus. Though in our sinful and weakness, we don't always get it right. Through? All right, maybe. Though in our sinfulness and weakness, we do not always get it right. We cannot take heart that the all-seeing, all-knowing God of heaven knows us fully and does us rightly. We can take heart that the all-seeing, all-knowing God of heaven knows us fully and judges us righteously. When you have been misunderstood, when have you been misunderstood or misjudged? I have. And it hurts. But, again, I have to remember, go through the steps. I did all the correct steps. Did the other person do the correct steps? No. So, yeah, that's not on me. That's not my circus. That's not my monkeys. I don't want them in here. Father, thank you for knowing everything about me. Please forgive me when I'm harsh in my judgments of others. Everybody has a story to tell. And sometimes on the trail we say, "God bless you, hello." And most of the time we get a good response, but there are some that they look like they ate bitter pills, and maybe something's going on in their lives and they need just someone to reach out to them. And we've had a few, I say, "God bless you, how are you today?" "Oh, not so good." "Well, tell me what's going on. Can I pray for you?" And sometimes they let us. So sometimes they'll push you away and say no, and that's fine. You have to let it go. But I am learning, still learning and growing through Christ, that I can't take things right to the heart. Some people, man, it's like a shotgun through the heart, an arrow piercing the heart, and they're down for days and they can't function. And it's like, no, you can't stay there. You got to get yourself up. You got to get past it right away, because you have to remember, if you're not given the opportunity to make it right, and a person or situation won't allow you to, it's not on you. So I'm glad to know that. And I even need to practice that more because I do take things to heart. I just love each and every one of you. You've been praying with me through all my aches and pains and trials these past months, and I appreciate that I appreciate that greatly. Sorry, I took a muscle relaxant and I'm kind of like, woo, getting a little woozy. And that's it. And that's another thing. You know, I take a pain pill, and then if I'm really bad, I take a muscle relaxant. But then after a couple hours of the muscle relaxant, it's like, okay, bedtime. And then usually I sleep a couple hours, and I wake up and it's dinner time, and then before I know it, it's bedtime. But I have to accept where I'm at. And we have to accept where we're at when we're struggling with chronic pain issues, or we're in a cycle like this, that it's going to be okay. And we can survive it through Jesus Christ our Lord. And God will not leave us or forsake us. In fact, recently I told somebody, you know, the universal question is, why do good people suffer? Why do sinful people prosper? And that's never going to be answered for us. We don't know the mind of God. We're told that. We don't know the mind of God. God's ways are higher than ours. His thoughts are way out there, you know. And that's where trust and faith come in, and hope. And if you can hang on to that, you'll fare a lot better through life. So we'll just keep plugging along day by day. I'm going to come on here and do my videos because the pain ain't going to go away. And I'm not dead. So as long as I'm breathing, I think I can handle it. All right, this is Suzanne at God Crochet and Chatter. It's so good being back. And I will be back on Monday with our next overview. I believe it's either Galatians or Ephesians. So that will be awesome. All right, everyone, you have a blessed weekend. Get out in some sunshine, relax a little bit. And don't forget your daily Bible reading. Take care. Bye for now.